This is Wheel-to-Wheel Racing, Season 6, Round 1, Premier League. Tonight we're at Suzuka and I've got Vintage Racer and Herbal Green Tea with me here tonight. Good evening, Vintage.
Hey, g'day Rexy, how are you?
Yeah, great, thanks mate. Very excited for the season opener as we see the boys getting ready to start the qualifying.
Yeah, look, it's going to be fantastic, and tonight we've got Herbs with us as well, which is awesome.
Hey guys, yeah, good to be here again. Hope you all
How's it
enjoyed
going?
that intro video. That was awesome.
Yeah, Fine Moves did a great job putting that together.
Yep, and looking forward to some
Yeah,
fast races here too.
Alrighty, do you want to have a bit of a run through the list
Yep.
of our
yeah,
races?
look, let's do it. We'll take it from the top. So we've got Pure Axle, 2121.
Yeah.
Then we got Fine Moves.
And then following Fine Moves, of course, is Wheel-to-Wheel Piper in 026, and Squidley, which will be another one to watch. Squidley's qualifying, or his practice, I should say, has been awesome.
Then we've got Zuzu. Zuzu's also been doing a fair bit of practice this week and looks to be on the money. Followed by Intrinsic.
Yeah, those boys are, they're quick in their own right. As is Adam V10. So Adam did the hot lap video during the week, an amazing time. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And early as well, early 989 in a beautifully turned out KTM Red Bull car.
Then we've got CRR Super Dragon and Pagani Gaming.
Yeah, then following on from Pagani, there's Pan Mac, so another driver to watch in there, and then of course the G-Man, the G-Force gang, driving the Subaru. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how G-Man goes tonight in that Subaru.
And last but not least, we've got CCH 199 in that fantastic looking orange Red Bull inspired Aston Martin.
Yeah, what's going to be interesting here, Rexy, is the bunch. They seem all quite bunched up. G-Man's got the lead. He's gone out first, so this is his first flying lap in the WRX. We'll be interested to see how the G goes.
Yeah, look, the Golden Mullet, he's been putting in plenty of practice this week, so I'd expect a relatively good time. The WRX Group 4 isn't the fastest of cars, but it does steer well through the corners. So look, he should be in for a relatively good time, you'd think, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes over a race distance.
Yeah, with the four-wheel drive configuration as well in that WRX, I'm interested to see what it does with its tyres. So I think it's a bit heavy on the front tyres from what I've seen during that practice, but it'll be interesting to see. What sort of lap time do you reckon we're going to see in qualifying?
I think at qualifying time, you'd expect to see, a low 10 or a high 106, maybe a low 107. If anyone can get into the 105s, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, I think I'd be surprised as well. But it looks like the guys with their tyres with their qualifying settings on, so very similar to time trial mode. So it'd be really interesting. Really, who would you put your money on? It's very hard. If first round.
First round, a bunch of different cars. Oh God. Who would I put it down to? Look, Adam V10, he put in a stellar time in this week, and we used him for the fast lap video. He did a 205, so he's definitely one to watch. Look, Fine Moves in the Mustang.
Your
we all know
favourite
how
car?
fast. My favourite car indeed. It's a brave choice jumping in that Mustang, and Fine Moves has jumped in it just to prove me wrong, I think.
Yeah.
But it's got great one-lap speed. His race distance, it'll be interesting to see. But Fine Moves is very good on tyres, although he is stuck behind Pagani at the moment.
Yeah, wow, well, there's Piper, a 6.4 straight away. So, Fine Moves, a 6.65. Wowee. So Piper and Fine Moves intrinsic up there as well. There you go, Adam V10 jumps straight up. Pure Axle, 6.1. Wowee.
Yeah, so we may see a 205 here. If Fine Moves could get round Pagani, he's just being held up at the moment, so I don't see Fine Moves improving on his lap time.
Yeah, I mean, this season 6, a couple of changes from last season. We're running teams this year rather than manufacturer based, so we all have teams. So we put the teams together, and they were able to select any manufacturer. Of course, they were able to select 2 manufacturers for their team, actually. So you'll see a variety of different cars in here. The Aston Martin's been a very popular choice, but it's good to see G-Force and a few of the other boys choosing something a little bit different.
Yeah, look, it's not just the team setup that's a little bit different this season. It's also the way that we're racing. So we're going to have 3 races instead of 2. So 2 sprint races with an enduro. So 2 7-lap races tonight, followed by a 14-lap race. And we're also introduced this season the 2 different compounds. So you're going to have to run a soft and a medium in the third race.
Someone's had a spin, sorry Rexy.
Yeah, it was Adam V10 and Pam Mac. I don't know if they came together or if they just both ran off at the same point.
Okay, jump on board with Fine Moves if we can please, Herbs. I reckon he's all over the back of Pagani, and Pagani could be slowing him down a little bit here, which would be a bit frustrating for Fine Moves, so we'll just see how he goes here. Remember, with qualifying, the emphasis is on to do it cleanly. So it's very hard to pass in qualifying without impeding the other driver.
On a track that it's extremely hard to overtake as well.
Anyway, yeah. So, Fine Moves he's frustrated, I'd say.
Yeah, so 206.1 by Pure Axle looks to be the time to beat at the moment. Adam V10's not going to beat his time.
Yeah, so it looks like Pure Axle's going to get it. Fine Moves pulled out of that final lap.
Yeah, he ended up with a 207.518, which is still a bloody good time, and he pulled out of it. So
yeah.
So
yeah,
Pure Axle, continues from last season with a dominant qualifying session. So, round 1, here we go, boys. Very excited. Should be a nice close race, 7 laps. Who do we think is going to be one to watch tonight?
Well, I think for sure Piper will definitely be one to watch. The usual Adam V10, Fine Moves, Pure Axle, any of our guys really in the top sort of 6, 7 and 8 can do it. And they're off.
And they're away. So Pure Axle got a cracking start there, followed by Piper. He's got a jump on Adam V10 as they come into the first turn.
So Adam V10 up the inside there in that Lexus.
And looks like Fine Moves is going to get it done on Piper, possibly.
Yeah, as we come here through the S's. Or Piper's all over the back of Adam V10.
And such a variety of different cars here too.
Oh, it's great to see.
All-wheel drive. I don't think we've got any front-wheel drive.
No, there's no front-wheel drive GR4s. No one's selected the Audi or the VW. As we see, Piper looks like Piper was about to be passed by Fine Moves there, but Piper's held him at bay. Fine Moves has run wide.
Fine Moves run wide. There's been a bit of a collision there. So G-Man just got a touch there by Early, I think, as Early ran wide coming through that turn.
Further back. Oh yeah, G-Man's being touched up again. Squidley. So Squidley's all over the back of the G, giving him a bit of a touch up. G-Man will be hating that. And also Pagani's in there as well. So looks like Pagani's got past Squidley. G's holding them up. Pagani, is he up the inside there? Is he going to get past G-Man? No, G-Man's going to hold his line.
Him out there.
Oh, you don't get hung out to dry there.
You'll probably find that the Astons will probably overtake G down the straight. They've got plenty of straight line speed, those Aston Martins.
Yeah, definitely.
So as we jump to the front, Pure Axel, he's got a 0.7 second of a lead over Adam V10 and Wheel to Wheel Piper, as we just see Pure Axel run wide through that last turn then. Oh, as we see G-Man, Squiddy goes to make a move on G there for 5th, but couldn't get it done.
Yeah, look,
and
definitely.
may have actually cost himself a position.
Yeah, if we go back and we just sit back there with, say, Squidley and Pagani Herbs.
Yep.
Those two Aston Martins are neck and neck. Those boys are giving each other a bit of a touch-up.
Yeah, Pagani's having a good old sniff at the moment.
Yeah, so Pagani's a good example of the way the wheel-to-wheel system works. You know, he proved himself, went from Division 2 to Division 1 or the Premier League this year. You know, he's fast and consistent last year. So he starts the season in Premier League. After the first round, the ladder will be very interesting to see where everyone kind of washes out and which division they'll end up being in. But at the moment, these boys are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, and as you can see, all the cars are running the same colour mirrors, which means that they're all Div 1 drivers. So Div 1 are running red mirrors, Div 2 is running blue, I think Div 3 is green, and so on. So as the season progresses, you may see a few Div 2 and Div 1 drivers get into the same lobbies, and that's how we'll distinguish them from each other.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've made that rule change this year for us commentators and you guys at home, so you could easily tell which division the driver was from, and I think it works really well. It looks really good on track. Speaking
of looking good on track, these cars, all the guys have done a fantastic job on their liveries for this season. Very excited going through and having a look at some of them throughout the year. So congratulations, boys. You've done some great work. I know how hard it is to put a good livery together.
Yeah, it is. It takes a lot of time, effort and energy, and, you know, a lot of creativeness. So the boys have done a great job. Rexy,
I was just wanting to interrupt. Wheel to Wheel Piper looks like he's got the move done on Pure Axel, and Pure Axel's just trying to get it back at the moment, but can't get it done. So nice battle for first, second, and third between Piper, Pure Axel, and Fine Moves.
Yeah, the GTR four-wheel drive, another four-wheel drive car in here. One of the heavier cars, but it certainly has a lot of grunt. There's a few four-wheel drives here as well. The Mazda of who's in Early is also another four-wheel drive car. So a few boys opting for the four-wheel drive. As we see Pure Axel round up the inside. Oh, is he going to hold it? No, Piper's going to have the line into the S's.
Yeah, it's some great driving by the boys, side by side. It's not over yet.
Piper! He's hung
he gets
onto
it sideways, but he's done extremely well. But that's let Fine Moves into the action. So it's 3 for first at the moment.
Absolutely, Fine Moves can see this, and of course when you're battling, you're slowing each other down. So it's Fine Moves. He's getting a sniff. He's got a taste. He knows. Let these boys battle it out, and he'll be through.
So Pure Axel's going to get the inside to this next corner. Such a tricky place to pass through there. So Pure Axel's done really well. So it'll be interesting to see what sort
Piper.
of... he's just kept his nose out of it. How the all-wheel drive cars are going to go around here on tyre wear.
Yeah, definitely. I would dare say everyone's on softs. No one would have gone on the medium. No one would be that silly in this division to run a medium on a sprint race. So... will be interesting to see how they go. I can already tell you. I can already tell you that Piper's tyre wear is a little bit worse than Pure Axel's, but his fuel burn's better. Not that that mean much. I'd probably rather have a worse fuel burn because you get light in your car as you go. Yeah,
look, the Mustang is very thirsty, and he's probably got the least amount of fuel out of the top 3 at the moment. But surprisingly, his tyres aren't looking too bad.
Yeah, that Mustang is thirsty.
So Fine Moves will be one to watch in the third race. Is he going to pick up a penalty there?
Yeah, penalties are easy to get round here. It's easy to shortcut. There you go, Squidley just Squibbly got a penalty?
Yeah, he was just burning it.
Yeah.
So if we go back through the rest of the field, we've got a nice battle between Pagani and Early. As I just say that Intrinsic's run off the track, I was going to include him in that. So Early all over the back of Pagani at the moment in what is a fantastic looking Red Bull inspired Mazda there. Looking very
awesome.
Good. Done a great job on that Early.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So does Pagani's. Hammy to the bone did Pagani's livery, and guys, that looks like just sensational. All the liveries, as you're saying, Rexy, just the boys have put in a massive effort, and they all look fantastic.
Yeah, big shout out to Hammy of the Bone. He's done a lot of the liveries for the boys in numerous teams and divisions. So big thanks to Hammy for doing that for the boys. He always puts together some fantastic liveries. And just, he does it all in his own time. So well done, Hammy. Love your work.
Yeah, definitely.
So if we just jump back to Pure Axle in first at the moment, Pure Axle is pushing along. Fire Moves has just dropped off the back of Piper there. And Piper's tried to do his best to stay with Pure Axle. But Piper's tyres are already starting to wear. Which, as this race progresses, he's going to find it harder and harder to stay on the back of Pure Axle.
Yeah, I think if you're winding his brake balance all the way to the rear to try and wear, even though that tyre wear out, you can tell his fronts are really wearing. Fine Move's fronts are a fraction better, but not a massive amount. Fine Move's rears are certainly taking a bit more of a hit. The Pure Axle is definitely better on his tyres at the moment.
Yeah, just having a look at G-Man's tyres as well. He's wearing quite fast, so that WRX is extremely hard on tyres by the look of it, which is giving Pagani an earlier real opportunity to catch up.
I was going to say, this is very similar to Division 2 earlier in the evening. You find you get the groups battling, good battle groups happening. So first, second, third, a great battle group. Fourth, fifth and sixth, another great battle group. And you've just got to be patient. You've got to look for your passing opportunity, because as you said earlier, Suzuki's a particularly hard place to pass. There's probably only 2, maybe 3 opportunities, really, and they're really under braking. There's a couple of change of directions where if you're on the gas, you can get there, but yeah. Yeah,
look, you're 100% right. It's a very hard track to pass. Coming through those S's at the start there, it's very easy to put a wheel onto the grass and spin, which we've seen a lot through practice this week. But yeah, you are very limited to passing opportunities. And with the pace of some of these cars, the only real moves is under brakes at, say, the hairpin and coming into the chicane at 17.
Yeah, definitely. Herbs, if we can go back to with Pagani, there's a great little battle forming here. Poor old G-Man, his front tyres are going off, and it looks like he's holding Pagani up. It looks like the top 3 have settled down, so we'll just go back to this group here with Pagani, G-Force leading Pagani and Early. Another one I just was thinking just before is Adam V10, who's right at the back, which is a little bit unusual. Adam obviously had an incident to put him at the back, but that's with the reverse grid. It's going to put him at the front for race 2, so that'll be interesting for him.
As we see Pagani trying to make a move on the outside, can he get it done? No, G-Man. Fantastic driving there by the G-Man. But Pagani's having another look under brakes, and G's just going to hold him out. Again, great driving by the Golden Mullet. He's done extremely well, but the more that Pagani and G battle, the more it brings 6th, 7th and 8th into the fold. So great battle starting to open up here between the almost half the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. Early got a penalty there which he had to burn. It was only a half-second one, but that's cost him dearly. As we Pagani.
As we see Pagani make another look. G-Man's just done well to shut the door on Pagani.
Yeah, and Zoo and Squiddly and Early, poor old Early's picked up another penalty again. Be the king of the penalties.
Yeah, look, it's really easy to pick up a penalty here. You're just trying to cut the corner just too much. But G-Man's just giving himself a little bit of breathing space at the moment. So Pagani with a little bit of work to do to catch back up onto the G for another passing opportunity. But behind him, we've got Zuzu in the beautiful Aston Makita, Aston Squidly in the Squidly Inc. Motorsport Aston, and Early in the Mazda, all battling with Intrinsic and Super Dragon chiming in as well. Is Pagani going to get it done here? No, he can't get it done on the outside.
But he should have been aiming for the crisscross there. That's what he should have been doing. But he didn't. I would have thought that Aston has got a bit of a jump off the turns compared to the WRX. But geez, G-Man's driving it well.
Yeah, G-Man's having a great drive here, although he's going to be really under pressure coming into this next. So Pagani's got the corner here. G-Man's going to have to yield, and actually I thought Zoo might sneak in as well.
Yeah, that's a nice move by Pagani.
Yeah.
He was
So
alongside,
G's just unfortunately lost 2 spots and may even lose 3 to Squiddy.
Yeah, G will be cursing.
Yeah, so G-Man, really unfortunate. He's going to lose 3 spots here. Just doesn't have the power.
Oh, it looks like Piper's gone. Or is it Pure Axle?
Pure Axle.
Pure Axle had a spin off the front. Have you got a replay of that, Herbs?
Yep, I jumped to replay.
All right, if you can talk us through it.
Geez, he's come around on the last bend and somehow lost his back tyres. Just before the
I can tell you what, Fine Moves has taken the lead. So that's allowed Fine Moves into the lead.
Yeah, I'd say what happened to Pure Axle is he's probably just touched a little bit of the grass. It's really easy to do, and it just sends the car off into a spin.
Yeah, definitely. And also with the tyre wear, you know, your braking markers and all those sorts of things change. You've got a lot of rear bias, and it's really easy for the back to come around. Just like you said, Rexy, just touch the grass and you're away. I'll tell you what. Sorry, mate. And also, just back a bit further, Squidly's all over the back of Pagani now.
Yeah, there's a nice battle developing between Pagani and Squidly, so I think this is where the action is at the moment. But I didn't think I'd ever be saying this season that there's going to be a Mustang in the lead.
Oh, come on, mate. What have you been doing last season? It doesn't look too bad.
Mate, I don't know. I couldn't drive the thing, but Fine Moves is a much better driver than I am, so
no,
I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do this season in the Mustang.
Go Mustang.
He's a top driver, Fine Moves. I tell you what, Squidly's been given Pagani some love taps. I'm sure Pagani will be raging, which has allowed the G-Man back in there as well.
Great driving here by Pagani and Squidly at the moment, and G to stay on the back.
Yeah.
His tyres are looking terrible, but he's somehow managed to run with these boys. And they've actually managed to break away from Early and Super Dragon. Oh, as I say that, Super Dragon just loses the back end there, and he's done well to hang on to that. I don't know if you can got a replay of it.
But, no, we're on the last lap. We're not far away from the finish line. Yeah, don't go to the replay yet. We're on Fine Moves. So it looks like Fine Moves is going to get it done for opening his account well. Season 6, round 1 with a race win for the master himself.
Can Squidly get it done on the brakes here on Pagani? No, he can't.
So it's Fine Moves, Piper, Pure Axle in third.
Then we got Pagani and Squidly. So Pagani's going to take Squidly with G-Man for 6, Early 7th.
Yeah, Super Dragon, early 8th. Must have had a penalty. Super Dragon grabbed 7th, early 8th.
Oh, yeah. Then we got Intrinsic.
Pan Mac 9th.
Oh, no, Pan Mac 9th, Intrinsic 10th. Great drive, Fine Moves.
Yeah,
what
great
a surprise.
drive,
Mustang
moves.
Takes out the first race for Premier League in race 1, round 1.
Well, Herbs, that's your team.
Yep.
It'd be nice to see Fine Moves get a win in that Mustang.
Yep.
Go.
On its night, you're a Mustang driver.
Yep. Sure
I hate the bloody thing, but you said you had a good race tonight. So what's the Mustang like around Suzuka?
I hope Herbs is okay.
Yeah, you still there, Herbs? Looks like we've lost Herbs for a second.
Just on audio. As long as we haven't lost him on the feed, we'll all be good. So I think that's a great way to open the account for Fine Moves. Wheel-to-wheel Piper, and you've got a feel for Pure Axle there, just having that spin. Interesting looking at the top, say, 6. We've got Mustang, GTR, and then the V8 Vantage, next 3 cars. So, in fact, the Vantage is the car of choice in this lobby. Oh, sorry, in Div 1 at the moment.
Yeah, look, there was the way that everything works this season with the teams is teams were allowed to choose 2 manufacturers in the team, and a lot of the guys have decided to put the Aston in their team, so Aston plus another car. So yeah, it's a strong car. It's a great all-rounder. So you'd expect to see a lot of Astons battling this season.
Yeah, I was really curious about that. Was the team Aston from season 5? The Aston wasn't really as a manufacturer up there, but individually there was some drivers doing particularly well in it, and I think it caught a lot of people's attention and sort of realised the sort of potential that it had. The other one was interesting is the Jag. A lot of teams have gone for the Jag as well, because the Jag is also very similar to the Aston, but it's a lot of straight line speed in that Jag. Very hard for us poor BMW drivers to get past these big V8s and V10s.
Yeah, look, speaking from a BMW point of view, the Aston and the Jag coming down the back straight of here at Suzuka, you just couldn't pass. You can barely stay in the slipstream. But in saying that, you don't have the straight line speed, but it makes up for corner speed.
Yeah,
so
it does.
All cars are different. The McLarens, they've got great corner speed, not the fastest in a straight line. Relatively good on their tyres as well. We've got the WRX that looks to be terrible on its tyres, but it is showing that it's got great corner speed. The Mustang, we know how fast that is. And Fine Moves seems to be managing tyres relatively well. But fuel is going to be the big thing. So Fine Moves, I think you're going to find, will do well in these sprint races, but may struggle in the longer ones.
I'm really curious because the GR4 they're so evenly matched cars. So with next race being a reverse grid, Adam V10 will be on pole, followed by CCH 199 Corbin. Those 2 guys are quick. I know Corbin struggled a bit, but also Zoo's there, Intrinsics there. So I think it'd be really interesting to see how difficult it is for Piper and Pure Axle and Fine Moves to come through the pack. If they can get through the more than 7 laps, or they just sort of get caught up mid-pack, which I would expect to happen.
Yeah, look, you would think that they're going to get caught up mid-pack. I can see Adam V10 maybe running away with this.
Definitely.
Although in saying that, Corbin is a fast driver. He's in a good car, so anything can happen.
Yeah, all right, here we go, set for a start. So
Adam V10 in the Lexus on pole, with Corbin in the Aston in second position. So we got Lexus, Aston, Toyota for the top 4.
Who are we going on board with?
Look, let's jump on board with Pan-Mac in the McLaren.
Pan-Mac? All right. Oh, and they're off. Oh, Pan-Mac, not a great start.
So Pan-Mac's got a great start.
He has got a great start.
And so did CCH. So yeah, I was going to say CCH got a good start, but Pan-Mac, yeah, got a good start, held 4th. So Adam V10 takes him through the first corner. So as all the boys just pretty much single file through here. But yeah, you're right, Piper, Pure Axle and Fine Moves are really going to have to work hard to push through the field. And by doing that, you're putting more stress on your tyres. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the boys go and where they end up at the end of this race.
Yeah, definitely.
So Corbin alongside Adam V10 there. He's going to try to go underneath here. Or
does he get it done?
No, he's not going to get it done. But Look, that the Lexus and the Aston are probably matched for straight line speed.
That Lexus from last year, I was in the Lexus, the GR4 car. It had a BOP update mid-season, which certainly helped it. It was pretty heavy on its front tyres, but if it's got a great engine in it, and it's a really, really quick car in a straight line. Its handling's nice. It's a good even sort of handling car, but like I said, it is a little bit heavy on its front tyres. So in the GR4, you really want to run that brake bias all the way to the rear.
Yeah, and same with the Aston. The Aston I've seen this week to be quite heavy on its front tyres. So from, say, lap 5, 6, 7, they really start to slow a bit. So you might see, or maybe the Toyota intrinsic.
Possibly. Herbs, could we just jump back and go on board with Fine Moves, please?
Yep, sure.
In car. And Fine Moves is in 12th. He's got Piper behind him, Pure Axel in front of him, and he is chomping at the bit to get through. As we see, is it Super Dragon and Piper, wheel-to-wheel Piper, or... Oh, who's run wide?
Oh, who ran wide there?
That looked like Piper, was
Yeah,
it? Yep,
it's
Piper's
Piper.
run wide.
No,
Pure
I thought
Axel,
Pure
actually.
Axel ran
Yep,
wide,
I
and
think,
then
unsafe rejoin.
yeah, I don't know if we can get a replay of that, but definitely Pure Axel ran wide off the track, and then collided with looked to be Fine Moves into Piper.
Yeah, which has given Fine Moves a bit of clear track now. You got a replay at Herbs by any chance?
No, we missed that, sorry, but we got it in first person now.
We've lost Herbs from an audio perspective.
So Adam V10 in first position at the moment. So he's just opened up a bit of a lead, a 1 second lead over Corbin. CCH in second. Zoo is all over the back of CCH for third. So a nice battle developing between CCH and Zoo. Both in Astons. Then if we go back into fourth position, we've also got Squiddy, Intrinsic and Early starting to battle as well.
Yeah, those boys, like we said, a few battle groups forming already. Who's got a penalty? Looks like G-Man's got is it G with a penalty?
Yeah, G-Man's got a penalty that he needs to burn here.
Yeah, it's only...
As Pure Axel, Pagani, I thought he was going to go underneath then, that was brave.
Yeah, Panmac's getting it all sideways there in front of the G.
Yeah, look, the McLaren looks to be a bit of a handful around this straight.
Yeah, it's got some great speed in a straight line. I was racing with Con in our last longer race. His tyres were a bit better than mine, but the McLaren certainly had a lot more pace than what I had. But yeah, it's mixing it here, mixing it with the boys.
So G-Man didn't burn that penalty, so he mustn't think that he needs to. He might have been caught in an incident, maybe.
Yeah, he could have been forced off the track. And the game thinks, GT Sport thinks it's a shortcut penalty.
Yeah. But Adam V10 in first and running away with it at the moment, opened up to a 1.6 second lead over Zuzu, who's managed to get round CCH for second. So a nice battle between these two Astons.
Yeah, this three pack at the front have got a bit of space back to Squidley. He's a bit further back. He's got Intrinsic and Early behind him.
And then it's just bumper to bumper pretty much. As they all come through from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, we see G-Man running wide and Pagani's going to make a move here. Can he get it done?
Pagani, if G-Man might hang him out here.
Yeah, but Pagani's going to get to the line if he can get him under brakes.
I think he will.
Yeah, he's alongside. He's at that P pillar.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, he's got it done.
Oh, G-Man doesn't want to give up easily though.
Well, G-Man, he got caught out. Oh, he's not giving him any room either.
No.
But nice driving there by the two of them. They managed to just stay apart from each other.
And look what's a bit further back. This is allowed Pure Axel and Fine Moves. Oh. Surely G-Man will have to yield here. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he had no choice there. But now Super Dragon looks like he might get a run on him. And he's got it done. Has he got it done? Oh, yes, he has. But G-Man comes back as they all, it was like 3 through that chicane there.
Yeah, absolutely. Pure Axel's in there as well. Fine Moves is a winner again. Wowee.
Yeah, Fine Moves on a charge here, and he's just using the grunt of that Mustang.
Yeah, great driving by Fine Moves, just to take advantage of all that. Now he's behind the G.
Yeah, look, great driving by all those boys then. They're all bumper to bumper through what is quite a difficult section of the track, even scrubbing off so much speed. So, yeah, great driving by the boys. So Pagani is trying his best to hold off G-Man, Fine Moves, Pure Axel and Super Dragon at the moment.
Yeah, Pagani's going to have his mirrors full for sure. I mean, he's got past G-Man.
Look, if Fine Moves can get a good run on G here, he might be able to get him under brakes at the hairpin.
Yeah, Fine Moves, his tyre wear is pretty even. He's not chopping those fronts like the G is. So, and also Pagani, his tyre wear is pretty even as well. So, these boys looking up to their tyres as best they can. 7-lap race, it goes pretty quickly, so you've really got to get a wriggle on. After this lap's finished, they'll only have 3 to do it. Adam V10's got himself a nice 2.2 second lead from Zoo, who's got a 1 second lead over CCH. So we can assume those boys are nice and safe where they are at the moment. I don't think Fine Moves or anyone's going to have any chance of catching up to them.
Yeah, Fine Moves is making a move on G-Man now, so
yeah, that's where the battle is.
Fine Moves is going to get the inside run on G through this corner, this fast left-hander. Oh, as we see G-Man just run off the track a fraction there.
Just a little bit of grass.
He's done well to regather.
Oh, Pure
so
Axels.
Nice move there by Fine Moves, just gets it done with just pure grunt.
Yeah, absolutely, and Piper's back in the mix as well. So he's brought that GTR back into it.
Yeah, look, Piper, Pure Axel will probably use Slipstream here to get past G-Man, plus gets an inside run on him.
Yeah, it looks like G just lets him have it.
Yeah, look, his tyres weren't good enough to fight through that turn just then.
No, with the understeer, with the worn tyres, you just got to back off a little bit earlier. You can't push the fronts too hard or you'll run wide. And that's a fast place to run wide around there.
But now it looks like Fine Moves has got Pagani on his list of people to overtake, so let's see if Pagani can hold him off with 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go.
Oh, the slip dream, it doesn't look like
already
it.
having a look.
Oh, Pagani won't yield here.
Puts himself, was a bit of a touch, another touch.
Oh, Fine Moves has gone wide. Oh, Fine Moves. Oh.
That was really lucky.
Join. Have you got a replay of that one, Herbs?
Yeah, we had it on the camera, and Fine Moves has picked up a penalty for that as well.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be serving that. What's the yellow flag for?
Oh, we've had early spin.
Early's had a spin.
And Intrinsic, so it looks like Intrinsic and Early have had an incident because Intrinsic has yielded.
Just going to replay on that.
So Pagani probably should have pulled out of that going into that corner, causing Fine Moves to run off the track. So looks like that's going to get sorted out by the stewards later on.
Yeah, well, Pure Axel's got past Pagani, and Pagani's a sandwich between Pure Axel and Piper. That Degner one is a very hard place to pass. Like, it's really, if you're going to pass there, it's incredibly difficult. It's always going to end in tears for someone. I think you're better off waiting for the hairpin myself.
Yeah, I agree. As I said, as Fine Moves was making the move, that he's in a dangerous position. So, yeah, very, very, very risky manoeuvre.
Look, that'll put him in a great starting position for the third race, which is again is a reverse grid, double the distance at 14 laps with a compulsory, for the first time in wheel-to-wheel, a compulsory use of 2 tyres, the soft and the medium compounds.
yeah, looking forward to that, seeing what everybody's strategies are, whether there's going to be 2 stops, 1 stops. Really looking forward to seeing what the boys come up with.
Yeah, definitely.
But Adam V10, he's just running away with it. He's got a 2.1 second lead over the rest of the field at the moment. Zuzu's his close competitor. And then Zoo's got also 2.5 second gap over Squidley. But it's Lexus, Aston for 1, 2, 3 at the moment.
Yeah.
Corbin's just run wide and let Panmax through.
Okay.
For the battle for 4th. But Corbin's not giving up. He's going to try to get it done under brakes here. Go from maybe over-under.
No, he's on the outside. He's never going to do it there.
And Piper looks like he's hustling the back of Pagani now too for 7th.
Yeah, he is. He's been all over the back of Pagani. Wouldn't mind betting he's going to get hit Pagani before the last lap's out. So about a lap and a half to go as they come around the Spoon Curve.
So it looks like Piper's got it done.
Yep.
But will Pagani be able to drive straight past him?
Yeah, Pagani will be blowing. He'll be thinking about the fine moves incident a little bit. You sort of do, they're in your head, and it can put you off your racing a little bit when you've had a coming together like that. But yeah, you just need to put it down. It's as G-Man hits the back of Pagani there and sends him onto the grass. No gain of position. Pagani did well to hang on to that. So we're on the final lap now.
And Pure Axel and CCH having a nice battle for 5th and 6th too now too. As they come into the first turn.
Yeah, they will. As Fine Moves has got past G-Man as well. So Fine Moves is on a bit of a charge. He hasn't burnt that penalty, so he obviously feels like he shouldn't have that penalty. But like you said, Rexy, everything will get sorted out in the stewards, no doubt, for that one.
Yeah, look, that's why we have them. If you're unsure, let stewards make the decision.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just keep racing.
So Pagani now fighting off Super Dragon, Fire Moves and the G-Man as they come through Dunlop turn.
Oh, here we
Fire
go.
Moves put themselves in another dangerous position with Super Dragon. They keep it clean. Is he going to get it done?
I think he aired on the side of caution there.
Yeah. It's so easy to put it foot wrong there. With that AstroTurf on the side of that track, it's very easy just to touch it and it sends the car sideways.
Yeah, absolutely. So Super Dragon's Fine Moves is determined to get past Super Dragon, which looks like he's done.
Yeah, so approach Spoon. So Fine Moves getting it done on Super Dragon. I don't think he's going to have enough grunt to catch Pagani down the straight.
No, he's not.
Oh, it's slowly reeling in though.
It's at the front. Adam V10 coming around the final turn. He takes the win. Well done, Adam V10. Start to finish win from Zuzu, from Squidley. And let's go back to Pure Axel. Yeah, Pure Axel is in front of Panmac. Corbin in 6th, Piper in 7th. Looks like Pagani will be grab 8th, Pagani 8th, Super Dragon 9th, Fine Moves 10. So Super Dragon got Fine Moves back, did he? Must have.
No, Fine Moves had a penalty.
Oh, okay.
Right. So he lost it. So if it wasn't deserved, then that position will be given back to him. When the dust settles, basically.
Absolutely.
So that's it. As we thought, Adam V10 ran away with it. So he'll be starting at the back of the pack for race 3. So he gets pole, also gets the fastest lap and the win. So gets the trifecta there, Adam. So congratulations, it's a good drive, and that's his first win for season 6.
Yeah, it's nice to get that trifecta. It's fantastic when you see that pop up on your screen. And the fastest lap in the front, that's where you want to be. That's where you can set the fastest lap, set your own time. So this will be interesting. Adam will be at the back for the 14 lapper. Be interesting to see how he goes there. And of course, Fine Moves as well. So Fine Moves finished in 10th. That'll pretty much give him a second row start. He'll be next to the G-Man off the start with Early and Intrinsic in front. So that'll
Yeah,
be interesting.
I'm going to be surprised to see what tyre compounds the field use.
I think the majority in our race, Rexy, they started on mediums, didn't they? Did everyone go medium soft?
Look, everybody was on mediums except for Tankmaster, and he
ran away with
all.
it. Yeah, I reckon that's a better strategy in hindsight. I reckon going on the soft and pulling the gap, because then you can manage the gap after that. If you can pull a gap when you get to your pit stop that allows you to stay in front, which is what Tankmaster did, that was the smarter strategy. So I would, if I was in front, if I was on the first two rows, I would be certainly starting on softs.
Yeah, without a doubt. If I was the first two, even the first three rows, I'd probably just stay on softs, and then just push as hard as I can to try and gap the rest of the field. You're looking at probably a second, maybe a second and a half difference in time between the soft and the medium compound.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I kind of like the medium tyre. Its consistency. I found for myself that after 6 laps, the soft front just fell off a cliff, and that last 7th lap on the softs was incredibly challenging.
Yeah, and the mediums tend to switch on at about lap 4, so you start to see some gains over the soft from about lap 4 onwards when you're on the medium.
Yeah, it's also funny, isn't it? Like you're in your car, particularly on the 14 lapper, and you see yourself start to do, faster sectors towards the end of the race, which is quite unusual when you've gone from medium and into the soft. Normally you do your faster sectors when the tyre's good, but when you do this change to the soft tyre, obviously with the lighter fuel load, that's another point, Rexy, is the fuel burn around here. Would you be conserving your fuel as much as you can?
You have to. Somebody like Fire Moves, he's really going to need to watch his fuel around here. If I was him, I'd probably fuel save as much as I can on the first stint. If he was on mediums, so that he's not spending, heaps of time in the pits putting fuel in that car. But I'd be very surprised if after, 8 laps or 7 laps, whatever he's going to do on mediums or softs, how much fuel he's got left in the tank. I'm going to say he's probably only going to have, maybe 2 laps left.
Yep. So just looking at their field, I'm just going to run them through quickly. So Zoo's on the mediums, Pure Axle's on mediums, Early's on mediums, Panmac's on softs at the moment, Corbin's on mediums, Adam's on mediums, Intrinsic's on the medium tyre, G-Force is on the soft, Piper's on the medium, Squiddly medium, Super Dragon's also on the medium, Pagani on the medium, and Fine Moves on the medium. So everyone's opted for the medium tyre. Almost everyone, except for G-Man.
Look, smart move by G. He's front of the grid, isn't he?
G and Panmac.
Yep, so G-Man front of the grid. I think you can see him open up a gap here. So, yeah. Let's see what he can do. Oh, no, we got Early. But you think that G should be able to make light work. The Mazda and the WRX, they're both all-wheel drive, so they should get a good start over Intrinsic, you'd think. Let's jump on board with G-Man, shall we?
Yep.
Fine Moves is in 4th. And they're away.
Oh.
So G-Man, like I said, great start.
Great start
He's
from the G.
going to jump early, so that's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah,
he
Fine
needed
Moves
a great
a terrible
start so that he can get a good run into this first corner and just run away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, well done, G.
if G can keep it together, you think after about 3 or 4 laps, he's probably going to have a 3-4 second lead over the rest of this field.
Yeah, well, that little WRX, nice light little car, four-wheel drive, gets a great jump. I mean, it literally jumped off the line. Fine Move's a bit of a loser there. He's jumped down to 5th. He's got Piper already behind him. Pagani was up there as well. Pagani was poking his head in for next to Fine Moves, but I think he aired on the side of caution there and backed out of it.
So as we can see, G-Man in first. He's already opened up a half-second lead over early.
Yeah, I think if we go further back into the field, if we look around 6th place at the moment, let's have a look at Piper. There's a great, obviously, first lap, great little battle group potentially opening up here.
Yeah, so Piper, also an all-wheel drive car too, don't forget.
Yes.
He gets a great run out of that hairpin, does Piper.
Yeah, that little four-wheel drive hooks up. The weight of the GTR probably hurts it a little bit, but yeah, that four-wheel drive certainly hooks up.
And he's got a fantastic looking livery on that Liquid Molly Skyline too.
Yeah, he does. It looks traditional Nissan colours, you know. It looks really, really nice. Piper Racing, captain of the team.
Yes, no, he's done a great job on it.
Yeah, it's
so
Fine Move's just swerving a bit, looking to get away past Super Dragon. That's not happening yet. Piper's also having a look at Fine Moves as well. Fine Moves having to go a little bit defensive.
Pure Axel looks like he's having a run on Pagani here for 7th. Can't get it done. Pagani's done well to keep Pure Axel out.
Oh, Pure Axel's got a great drive though.
Pure Axel is all over the back of him and is going to get an inside run for the first corner.
Yep, definitely. Pagani's squeezing him a little bit. No, he's not. No, Pagani's not. Yep. So Pagani lets him through.
Smart.
Oh, Pagani's gone
Pagani's
wide.
run wide.
Oh, he's carried too much speed.
Yeah. So that's let Corbin, Panmac and Squidley through.
Oh, Pagani will be kicking himself.
He will. So it looks like everyone's sort of lining up behind early now as we see G-Man just running away a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a 1.3 second lead at the moment, the G. So he needs to probably get to lap 7 and he needs to pull a really decent gap. He needs to make the most of those softs, especially while they're fresh.
Yeah, he will really need to open up quite a substantial lead over the rest of the field because once they go to softs, they're just going to eat him up.
Yeah, G looks like he's also saving fuel. We've seen a lot of short shifting off the turns. That said, he just revved it right out in 2nd. Short shifting a bit into 3rd.
So a bit of a gap opened up between 3rd and 4th there.
So Fine Moves with another penalty. He's got a 1 second penalty he's picked up somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where he got it, but I'm just looking at him at the moment. He's short shifting quite a fair bit at the moment, just trying to conserve some fuel. So, which is a smart thing to do.
That big Mustang's probably the one car you can, it's got so much grunt.
Yeah, well, just looking at everybody's fuel at the moment. He's probably got the least amount, although in saying that, the Toyota Supra looks to be a little bit thirsty as well.
So as we start the 3rd lap, G-Man's got the fastest time so far, which is a 2:09.3. Rexy, were you surprised by the pace in our races particularly, not quite as fast as perhaps we thought they would be?
Oh, no,
Super Dragon's gone off.
Yeah, we caught
that. Yeah, look, especially in the 3rd race, everybody on mediums, the field bunched up quite a fair bit. And because you're battling for position on track, it does slow things up a little bit and does give the person in clean air the opportunity to open up quite a substantial lead.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Fine Moves also just think, hasn't burnt his penalty, so he obviously feels that penalty's unjust. So we'll carry that through.
Yeah, I didn't see how he got that penalty. Maybe he copped a knock somewhere. As we see, Early's run wide there, so unlucky Early.
He's out of spin.
He's done well to avoid all the other cars.
Yep. Just going on a replay on that.
So he's entered the track.
That's Early's second spin at the same place.
So if you're fine moves now, do you just sit behind Intrinsic and utilise a bit of that slip and try to save some fuel, or do you just push?
Mate, not with Piper and Pure Axle behind me. You've got to get past Intrinsic. That's what I'd be thinking. Because if he can't get past Intrinsic, he'll get gobbled up. He needs to get past Intrinsic massively. As he looks like he's having a go now. He is through the arc.
He gets it done nicely too.
Yeah, he sure does. And Piper.
And Piper also gets it done nicely as well. And so does Pure Axle. So Intrinsic just lost 3 positions there. So great driving by the boys. Unlucky there by Intrinsic.
Yeah, that R130, she's a tricky corner to get right. I mean, you got to get it right. You got to clip the apex, hug it really tight, otherwise it runs you wide. It's a tricky place to pass too.
So, as we start lap 4, it'll be interesting to see if anybody decides to try to do a 2-stop. I can't see anyone in the Premier League doing it, but if you were, this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, you did the 2-stop strategy, Rex. It wasn't too bad for you.
Yeah, look, I found the 2-stop wasn't too bad. The downside to my 2-stop was that I had speedy tyres pit on lap 2, so he essentially did an undercut on me, which gave him position over me. And then we had Tankmaster, who started on softs, and by the time I pitted on lap 4, he already had a substantial lead over the rest of the field, who were on mediums.
It's going to be very interesting. G's got the 3-second lead roughly. This battle group behind with Fine Moves, Piper and Pure Axle. Again, I don't want to harp on the fuel too much, but Fine Moves has certainly used a whole lot more than everyone else. His tyres are in pretty good nick though. In fact, the top group, apart from poor old G, who's on the softs, whose fronts are looking a bit second-hand already, the other boys in the mediums are looking really good. Intrinsic had a big slide there as well.
Yeah, look, if I was Fine Moves, I wouldn't be unhappy if Piper got round me. I'd be really trying to utilise that slip and just try to save as much fuel as possible, because, that Mustang is a thirsty car, and he's going to lose, at least 3 seconds to these other 2 guys putting fuel in the car.
Well, in fact, you're probably right in that his fuel burn wouldn't allow him really to do a competitive 2-stop strategy. So he'll have to stick with it and get to end of lap 7.
Yeah, look, he'll be torn between wanting to push harder and trying to conserve fuel. And that was the issue that I found with the Mustang, is that, the tyres would wear, yes, but the fuel issue was the biggest issue.
Yeah. I get the feeling here with Fine Moves, Piper and Pure Axle that they're biding their time. They're going to wait until they pit, and then it's going to be game on. I think they're going to wait till they're on the softs and they're really going to have a go. Fine Moves does look like he's holding up Piper a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, look, Piper and Pure Axle, they don't look like they're even pushing at the moment. They just look like they're content to sit and just, utilise that slipstream. G-Man, he's under 3 seconds away from them. So that's not a good enough lead to hold off fast-charging guys on softs towards the end of this race.
Yep. The only other battle on track at the moment is 9th, 10th and 11th. We'll quickly just jump back there, Herbs, for a sec. And that's with Early, Pagani and Zoo. They're just having a nice little battle there with Early getting past Pagani.
Yeah, Pagani's having a look here on Early, but Early's got the outside on him. Can he continue? Oh no, he's late break. And that KTM Mazda's looking fantastic. He's really done a good job on that livery as early.
And the other one, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not 100%. Look, if you look at the tyres on Adam V10, he's on the softs. I'm pretty sure he started on the mediums. So I reckon he's had an early pit, and he's changed to the softs.
Yeah, well, it looks like he might be doing the 4-5-5 strategy.
He could be. He could be doing the 4-5-5. Or has he done the same as Speedy Tyres did in Division 2, where he did the 2-5-5 strategy?
It's quite possible. Yeah, that's actually more likely looking at
Zoo's jumped into the pits.
So Zoo first to blink on mediums.
You'll go to softs.
Switching to softs. Yeah. And will he take fuel? He's taking fuel as well. So a bit of a splash and dash there for Zuzu. Gets him out of traffic, but now we can focus on putting in a really good lap time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm almost positive Adam V10's done a stop. I'm not sure if that strategy is going to work for him, but when you're at the back, you've got nothing to lose. You can roll the dice. You can afford to roll the dice and have a gamble at the back.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I did a 2-stop tonight. I was at the back of the pack and had nothing to lose and was being held up in traffic.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being held up.
Oh, as we see early, he's run wide.
And also Pure Axel was having a go at Piper then.
Which gave Fine Moves just a bit of breathing space from Piper. But we see these boys, they're catching G-Man quite significantly now.
Yeah, G's tyres have come off. The gap's going to be less than a second. I'll be amazed if G can even help these guys out for the end of lap 7. It's a good strategy by G-Man.
It was, he had nothing to lose by staying on softs. He's pushed as hard as he can, but that WRX looks to be really hard on its tyres.
Yeah,
as we see Pure Axel make a move on Piper there, beautiful move. Don't know if we can get a replay of that, but that was a fantastic move under brakes there by Pure Axel.
Yep, I'll just jump in the replay. Alright, we're back.
And now Fine Move's really close to G-Man here, so G-Man's tyres have just given up on him. And you'd think that Fine Moves may have a look through Dunlop. Or has he learned his lesson?
Through the Degner 1. Degner 1, Degner 2. I think he's probably, I hope he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, it looks like he has. Oh no, he's going under.
He hasn't learned his lesson.
G-Man's
he made the
got
pass.
it done.
Yeah,
G-Man backed out, gave him the space.
Oh, now Pure Axel wants to get past.
Poor G-Man. He's going to lose 3 positions here.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's going to make Piper do it the hard way, go around the outside.
Piper will be cursing him.
Nice driving there by G.
Yeah, Pan Max there as well.
Oh, he just tried to squeeze. So that's helped Fine Moves with just a little bit of a breathing space over the Pure Axel. I dare say you're going to see the boys all jump in the pit this lap.
Yeah, definitely.
So where is... Oh, who spun? CCH just spun in 8th position. Oh, so he's back on track in 10th. So where's Adam V10? We've got Zuzu also who's pitted. So the first guy that pitted is in 11th position. So it'll be interesting to see where Zuzu ends up.
Yeah, Adam V10's got the fastest lap with a 2:08.133. Here they come. Are they going to come into the pits? No, Fine Moves has stayed out.
Stays out. Pure Axel stays out.
They've all stayed out.
They've all stayed out. G-Man into the pits.
He's got no choice. Intrinsic
into the pit. So Intrinsic onto softs. G-Man will go to mediums. Unless G-Man decides to stay on softs and then does 2 laps.
I got to be honest with you.
G-Man's still on softs.
No.
Yep. No, he's gone to medium, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say he can't be. He can't be doing a 2-stopper now. He'd be finishing
so
last.
Adam V10 up into 5th.
I got to be honest. In my race, I was in 2nd, and I went the extra lap on the mediums, and in my stop, I got jumped on that lap by quite a few guys, including Dale, who had a cracking race in the BMW. So well done, Dale. But I don't think hanging out that extra lap is the way to go on the mediums myself. But given the fact that the top 3 or the top 4 have all stayed out, it kind of becomes irrelevant.
It does. You're right.
We've got
Adam. We've got Adam.
Exactly
Don't forget, we've got Adam. So, he's lapping really quick at the moment. He is, lapping almost 2 seconds quicker than these guys at the moment, and they're going to take on a lot of fuel as well.
Yeah, well, Adam's probably good for what's he going to get to. He's going to get to at least. He's not going to get to the end, but he's going to get to. He's going to need a splash, and he's probably going to want to change his tyres shortly.
Look, you'll see Adam come in, I think, lap 9. End of lap 9, 5 laps. And then, he's going to have 2 laps of fresher rubber at the end of the race.
Yeah, Pan Mac's having a go at Piper. Pan Mac's having a go at Piper as well.
Yeah, so Pan Mac's found some speed in that McLaren.
Yeah, he's not going to get him past there at the 130R. Here we go. They're going to come into the pit. Surely they're coming into the pit.
See.
Fine moves,
pure axles
in.
Piper's in. Pan Mac stays out.
Pan Mac stays out.
So brave move by Pan Mac.
Well, Pan Mac started on the racing softs too. Don't forget. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was one of the few on the racing softs. So it was only him and G-Man on the racing softs. So where's Fine Moves come out? Oh, so it's Pure Axles jumped. Oh yeah, of course, that's what we expected. So Pure Axles. Yeah. Fine Moves, poor old Fine Moves has come out in 4th. And how far back is he? He's 1.2 seconds back from Piper, so he's had to take the extra fuel on board as we suspected.
Yeah, he's lost roughly 3 seconds. He's probably had to take an extra lap's worth of fuel. From Pure Axle, because Pure Axle was right behind him. But that was to be expected with the Mustang. It's a thirsty car, big V8.
So what was interesting then is Adam V10 pitted as well. So Adam V10 chose to pit on that lap.
Yep.
So he's fueled and soft tyres to the end. I thought he would have hung out one more lap. But anyway.
Yeah, look, I thought he would have gone one more. He still had plenty of rubber left. He still could have put in a good time. So that's put him into 9th now. He's chasing Zoo in 8th, and Zoo is probably going to pit end of this lap.
Yeah, it's a bit of a level playing field now, so his advantage of pitting early hasn't really paid off that well. But like you said, he was at the back and he had to try something different, so you've got to applaud him for a different strategy.
Yeah, 100%.
Pan Mac's got no fuel, so he's going to have to pit this lap. And he's only got a 6.2 second lead, so that's not enough to keep Pure Axle at bay.
No, you think that Pan Mac's probably going to come out behind Fine Moves?
Yeah, definitely.
So as we see Pan Mac come into the pits, Pure Axle takes the lead with Piper and Fine Moves following. So this is where the race is here, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. So Piper and Fine Moves got a lot of work to do to catch up to the back of Pure Axle, as Pure Axle now has a 2.2 second lead over the rest of the field.
Yeah, the beauty about being in front, as we've already said, is that you can dictate the pace, really. You've got the clean air, you can just concentrate on hitting your markers, getting your lines right, keeping that lap time nice and low. He's got, a 2.3 second lead. Looks like he's Yeah, 2.2 second lead at the moment. It just goes up and down through the S's. Piper and Fine Moves. Fine Moves is just under a second. There you go. Fine Moves has just set a purple sector. Not surprising, really. Like I said earlier, later in the race, you start to bang out the purples once you go to the soft on a lower fuel load.
And so Pan Mac, after pitting, has come back out into 6th place with Squiddy all over the back of him. So Pan Mac's come straight out into a battle.
Yeah, Pan Mac's not going to win this battle. I would suggest he's on the medium tyre. Squiddy's on the soft, and he's already used a fair bit of that soft tyre up actually. So Pan Mac does have a fresher medium tyre with 0 wear on it at the moment. So potentially, and we all know how hard it is to pass. And of course, the other poor buggers, G-Man in 5th, he's on the medium tyre as well, and his mediums are looking a bit second hand on the front. So I would expect Pan Mac and Squidly to reel in the G-Man.
You would, but you know, I think the mediums will start coming on in another lap and a half. So G-Man might be all right at the moment. I think by the time they catch up, his tyres should be just coming good.
Yeah, I think that of Pan Max as well, you know, being on the medium. I think his tyres will come in. They're probably not coming in just yet, but they will, especially as that fuel load burns. We see as Pure Axle's just grabbing another 10th out of in the lead.
And Squiddy goes for a move under brakes here on Pan Mac. He's going to get it done, I think. Oh no, Pan Mac, as they're side by side. That's great racing by the boys. Squiddy's just going to have too much power. He's going to drive straight past him down the straightaway.
Yep. Pure Axle set the fastest lap at 2:07.526, which is a brilliant time.
Yeah, look, you can expect these times to come down even further, you'd think, as the fuel starts to burn off.
Yep. Can we jump to the front, please, Herbs, to Fine Moves? Because he's all over the back of Piper now.
Yep.
Absolutely all over the back of him. So this is the on-track battle for second. I don't think they're going to catch Pure Axle. He's just he's at 3 seconds. Oh, Fine Moves.
Pure Axle. Piper just made a mistake there and let Fine Moves through.
Yeah.
That Mustang really strong through the S's though. It's quite surprising.
I thought it was no good through the turns. It seems to be all right, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
Maybe.
mean, if every race was on that X Trail, whatever it's called, he'd be dominant.
Yeah, it's a different car, the GR4 to the GR3. I mean, they're all different. I mean, they're a lot less horsepower, obviously, the GR4. GR3's, you know, one of the favourites of wheel to wheel.
Yeah, the Group 4 Mustang was particularly hard to drive. The Group 3 was a little bit easier. The Group 4, you really do suffer. It feels like it's got no front aero. So really I found that you suffered through the high-speed turns.
On the GR4?
In the Group 4, yeah. It was like driving a brick.
Yeah.
Intrinsic's having a nice drive in 4th. He's all alone.
Look, you know what? I was thinking the same thing before. You know, that Supra's probably used to be the pick. I know it was Herb's favourite car for a long time, but yeah, he's doing a great job in that.
Hey, he's sort of been the quiet achiever tonight, old Intrinsic.
Well, he just set an 8.7, so that was his fastest lap. So he's going really well.
So we've got a battle for 5th opening up at the moment between Squiddy, Adam V10. Oh, see, bloody commentator's curse.
Yep. Your fault.
Yeah, your fault, Rexy. But he still managed to hold on to 4th, so he's all good there.
Keep pushing Intrinsic. So yeah, we've got Adam V10 all over the back of Squiddy at the moment. So Lexus Aston battle. As we see G-Man just starting to drop back on those mediums. So it didn't take the boys long to catch and pass him at all. But Adam's doing everything he can to try to get by Squiddy here. If he can get a good run out of this corner, he may be able to have a look under brakes at the hairpin.
Yeah, it's not a bad drive by Adam.
Squiddy covers nicely there. So 5 moves has just opened up a massive, well, not a massive lead, but almost a second and a half over Piper.
Yeah, I was just looking at that just as you were talking about Squidley. Yeah, Piper must be struggling a little bit in the GTR. Looking at his tyre wear, it's not so bad. I mean, geez, Intrinsic's tyres are probably the worst at the moment. Pure Axle's tyres are amazing.
Oh, as we see Zuzu just run wide. So he's off out into the sand. But the battle really at the moment is with Squiddy and Adam V10. Adam V10's all over the back of Squiddy. He's going to try to probably have a look under brakes maybe. Or at least just let Squiddy know that he's there. So both drivers pushing really hard. Adam looks like he's got a great run.
He has.
Out of that chicane there. And he's now going to get the inside on Squiddy here. So it's going to come down to who's going to brake last. And it's, was that a little bit of a touch there?
Yeah, I think it was.
But look, Squiddy's done really well. He's touched that AstroTurf, and I have no idea how he didn't run wide.
He's done well. He's done well to hang on to that.
Interesting to see Battle of the Mediums if Panmac can get the move done on Squiddy on G-Man.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, looking at the tyre wear between the two, poor old G-Man's, his front tyres are, look at Panmac all over him. Coming down in Denker 1, So
it didn't take long
easy.
at all.
Didn't take long at all.
So G-Man would be really frustrated at the moment. He's shown plenty of speed tonight, but the car's just let him down.
Yep. One thing I'm interested to see is Adam V10. Can he run down Intrinsic? I mean, we've got a lap and a half to go. He's got, that gap is just falling.
Yeah, look at Adam V10's tyres. I'm going to say yes. You'd be surprised how much speed, how much time you can take away in these last 2 laps when you got fresh rubber, especially through the S's.
He's pushing hard.
And this corner here, you get a good run out of this corner. So time is just slowly coming down.
You know what's happened to Piper? He's run out of fuel. That GTR.
Are you kidding me?
No, he hasn't run out completely, but he's about to start his last lap. That's why he's had to let 5 moves go.
Oh yeah,
that's why the gap's there.
Already.
Yep, he's flashing already. That usually flashes with 1.3 laps to go, so he's already low. 5 moves is okay. Pure Axle's flashing as well. You know what? Oh, they'll make it. They'll make it.
Yeah, I always get excited about fuel on the last lap. So let's see, Adam got down to 1.4. I think he's going to take almost a second off him through the S's here. Let's see if he can.
Oh, poor old Squidley, poor old Intrinsic, he'll know. He'll be looking at his mirrors thinking, he's going to get me. It's the worst feeling, especially when you're unable to respond.
Yeah, he'd just be looking at that time, just willing his car along and hoping that Adam V10 can't catch him or puts a foot wrong. But Adam's pushing really hard now. He's got it down to just over half a second. So I think Adam should be close enough to make a move under brakes at the end of this lap. Probably coming to turn 17.
He's made a mistake.
He's binned it. He's done so well.
He saved
Bloody
it.
hell, Adam.
He's got a penalty to boot though. He's got a shortcut penalty of half a second.
Unlucky.
It is unlucky. That's how hard he was pushing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can see that penalty in the mirror and be thinking, thankfully.
He's done so well to hang on to that.
Well, Piper's going to bring this home on the smell of an oily rag, that's for sure.
Yeah, so is Pure Axle, getting it done. So great drive there by Pure Axle.
Yeah, great drive, Pure Axel. Well done. Congratulations.
So Pure
Yep.
Axle takes out race 3 of round 1 at Suzuka. Fine moves with the second place. Wheel to wheel, just making it with enough fuel in third.
Yep.
But now it's Intrinsic and Adam V10. Intrinsic's picked up a 1.5 second penalty. I don't know what's happened there. So
That means
I
Adam's
don't
going to
know
get
if.
him. He's gone
he's run
wide.
even wider.
Oh,
Holy shit! What
everyone's
happened
burning
there?
penalties. Everyone was burning penalties at the end. So Squidley's jumped up in front of Intrinsic. Adam looks like he's got 4th on the results. That'll be an interesting one to see. Pan Mac in 7th, G-Force 8th, Super Dragon 9th. Looks like Zoo's going to grab 10th
like he's out of fuel.
He looks like he might have run out of fuel. Pagani in 11th, and Corbin, another one low on fuel, just coming through the final chicane. So well done Piper, well done Fire Moves, well done Pure Axle, first position.
Yeah, that was a great start to the season, round 1. The boys have done really well.
Yeah, the boys have done really well. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it on YouTube. Well done, Pure Axle.
So not just YouTube, Twitch and Facebook now too, I believe.
Yeah, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channels, and make sure you don't miss anything. Our next round will be our GR3, first of the GR3s next weekend at Catalunya, the Grand Prix layout. 9 laps and 17 laps. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, really looking forward to the next round at Catalunya in the Group 3s. It'll be first time for the Group 3s to run around, so it'll be interesting to see whose cars are strong where.
Yeah, and make sure you check out the replays as well. We had 6 divisions tonight, all racing, and we have a 3rd division also being streamed, so that'll be available during the week too, so make sure you check those out.
Yep, and again, boys, don't forget to hit that like button when you've been watching these streams. It's a good measure to see who's been watching, and the likes count.
They absolutely do. Herbs, thanks for all the switching.
Pleasure.
Vintage, thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, Rexy. Thank you. It's been terrific. Thanks our audience for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's racing.